fighting at your range is the most important thing in all of mixed martial arts. Watch round one of whatever UFC fight you want to pick. They will start off far away from each other. Now in round 5, see how close they are to each other. This is called understanding your range. Throughout this entire video, I'm going to compare long range and your range and understanding the differences between them. So say I'm at long range. What most people think long range is, or how most people use the long range, is as a reset position. So say I just got a good combo, right? I got a good combo, and now I'm gonna go to long range to reset my position. I'm gonna get more comfortable, I'm gonna breathe, I'm gonna maybe move on the outside a little bit now. What you're really doing is it only benefits your opponent. You are giving him more information the farther you are away. Now he can see how I move, what made me tired, right? So say he hit me with a good strike, now I'm at this long range, and he understands that that just hurt me, so now I'm at long range. This is how most people will use long range whenever they're fighting. So we're going to talk about good example of long range and a bad example first, because I know I'm going to get comments of saying, but long range is really good. It is. For fighters like Anderson Silva and Sean O'Malley's a really good example of fighting at long range. But these guys, they know the rules so they can break the rules. For now, we're going to use long range, and we're going to throw that out the door, because most people use this as a reset position. Whenever I'm in long range, you're probably not going to be able to hit your opponent, because you're trying to rest, you're trying to get away, and your brain subconsciously is going to want to get away from this threat. It's something that we've used ever since we were evolving, and we had to face predators. This is what we would do. If he's too much of a threat, I back up, right? This is a natural reaction. There's nothing natural about fighting the way that we do. So we have to completely rewire the way that we think about this. Whenever you're at long range, I'm not going to be able to strike him. I'm going to throw everything I can. Nothing that I throw will land on this guy because I'm at long range, right? I can do whatever I want. I'm going to have to close that distance first. So the faster that you can understand what your range is in a fight, the faster you can hurt your opponent. So let's talk about that concept of the long range being a reset position and giving your opponent more information. The more that you limit how much information you give them, is the more safe you're going to be, and the easier it's going to be to punch them, right? So I'm far away like this, right? He knows when I'm going to move forward, and now, okay, this is a game now. I'm far away, I get in close, I hit him, I move out, I go in again. This is predictable. Humans, we recognize patterns. We did this whenever we were collecting fruit. You know, you see a piece of fruit that looks like another piece of fruit, it's a pattern. You pick that fruit. That's the same thing when it comes to fighting. If I'm playing this game of tag with you, go in, jab cross, go out, reset, go in, jab cross, go out, go in, body kick, go out. What you're doing is you're giving your opponent a pattern. Very easy to see that pattern if you guys can't tell. Go in, punch, go out, go in, punch. Fighters like Peter Yan are amazing at, in the first round, they are already within punching range of their opponent. People like Peter Yan, they never limit themselves to a strike because they're always close enough to hit them with whatever the hell they want. If I'm close enough to hit you with every single strike, not only am I going to have creativity, but I'm also going to be able to use my weaknesses and strengths. I'm not just going to be like, for example, if I'm at long range and the only thing I have is a good right hand, right? What I'm going to want to do is set up that right hand. Whenever you're closer to your opponent, I have more ways to set up this right hand, right? Jab to the body, overhand right. Jab to the face, overhand right. Left to the body, overhand right. Whenever you're further away, it's harder to set up what punches that you are good at. And another thing I wanted to talk about is filling the void. Now, what does this mean? Between me and my opponent, there's a void, right? Long-range fighters, they have to be good at filling this void. Let's use Conor McGregor, for example. He would throw all sorts of crazy kicks, front kicks. He knows he's not going to hit them, but what did I just do? I'm filling that void. He'd throw side kicks. He would throw crazy fucking spinning heel kicks. He'd throw back kicks. Doing this not because he wants to hit you with these strikes per se. He's doing this because he's filling this void in between my opponent, right? I'm filling this void. The more that I fill this void, more creative that I can get. Now I'm overloading his brain with information, right? He has no idea what I'm gonna throw next. If I'm throwing all sorts of spinning shit, it's easier for McGregor to get in that left hand, right? Because there's more things that he's thinking about. He can't find a pattern yet. So, some things that will help you fight at your range. I'm going to give you two things that I like to call range finders, right? So say we're starting off and we're at this long range. I'm going to put out this jab. You don't have to try to actually punch them. Just stick out that arm. How far away am I? Now, another thing that I need to talk about real quick is whenever you do find your range, he's also going to be able to punch you too. And you're going to have to be able to block or slip or go take an angle on the outside of your opponent. This is called fighting with a fucking purpose. Rather than being at long range and hoping, you're going to be at shorter range. You're going to be at your range, but you're also going to be able to, you're going to be a lot more open for your opponent. If I'm out here, I feel safer, but I'm actually giving my opponent an advantage. If I'm out here and he's over here, he gets to dictate the pace now. So I'm taking less risk, but there's no reward at the end of the fight for this. If I'm just hoping and praying I can get a right hand off eventually, that's no way to win a fight. In order to use your range, you are going to put yourself in the fire a little bit. So you also have to understand how to block and how to slip, but you're going to have to learn how to do that anyway. So I just wanted to put that out there real quick before we keep talking about it, because I know people are going to get freaked out, but if I'm in my punching range, he's going to be able to punch me too. Absolutely, but you're never going to win a fight by moving away and moving your head and, you know, dancing around them. Only certain people like Ali and Sugar Ray Leonard can pull that off. But if we're talking about fighting and trying to hurt somebody and knock them out, you cannot be dancing around and waiting for that one right hand or waiting if they come forward. Fighting at your range allows you to dictate the pace. You dictate whatever you want. So how we use our range, let's give you two tools called rangefinders. Like I said, the jab. Whenever you are able to hit them with your jab, it doesn't have to be the jab, just your left hand in general, whatever hand is in front. I know from here, I'm going to be able to hit them with the right hand. If I'm too close, now this is short range, right? I don't always want to fight here. I can get hit with knees. I can get put in a clinch. So most of the time, you don't want to fight at short range, and it's hard to get there. It's energy expending. You know, pressure fighters like Tyson, if you don't have insane cardio and you're fighting at short range, it takes a lot of work to readjust. So we're going to use this jab, and we're going to punch at the end of our punches. Whenever I know I can hit them with this jab, I also know that I can step forward and hit them with this cross. I need to know, okay, so I can hit him with this jab. I can also step forward and hit him with this right hand. You see, so now I know, based on where the jab is, I know what else I can throw. So if this jab to the body is available, this jab to the head's available, I also know that the hook to the body is available. From there, if I can hit my hook, I know I can hit my right hand. You see how these things string together whenever you understand what your range is? And you can just be this far away now, right? So this is going to be your new long range, right here. You see? Because now I can't punch him, but let's talk about our other rangefinder, the leg kick. And why am I not using the lead leg kick? You have to readjust your stance, and it's not like a jab anymore. We're going to think about the leg kick for, you know, the rear leg kick. We're going to think about this as the jab in boxing. Why? Because it's easy to just put out there, and now you can find your range. A really good striker that uses this concept is Justin Gaethje. He will use his boxing to get in close enough for the leg kick, right? And if you need to find your range early on in a fight, a lot of fighters, they'll go with the jab. Another option is to go with the low kick. So you're going to be able to know how far away your opponent is. if I can low kick you, I can also front kick you. If I can low kick you, I can also high kick you. You see the common pattern here in finding the range for one strike to find the range for another strike. So these two rangefinders are going to help you greatly find what your range is in a fight, right? Because it's all chaos. It's all going to be chaotic, right? There's not going to be a calm moment in this fight. But whenever you are able to find your range, you're not going to be reliant on if he throws something. You know, like, that's the biggest thing here is, if you're at long range, like this is what people call long range. I have no control. That's what a fight is all about. If you can control that chaos, the easier you are going to survive that fight. So, whenever I'm closer, I'm at more risk, sure, but there's such a bigger reward from being here. So these rangefinders, right? I'm here, I know I can throw a kick. I'm here, I know I can throw a punch. Use this to your advantage. You might be a taller fighter, right? So take that new long range, and people like Sean O'Malley, Anderson Silva, they can use this same concept. Instead of them being all the way out here where they can't kick, they can't punch their opponent, they get just close enough to know, all right, all I have to do is move forward, kick. All I have to do is move forward, punch. You see how I understand my range? I'm just far enough to where I can't punch them, but I'm also just close enough to where I can adjust my position and hit them with the right hand, hit them with the jab. Try this at home. Try it very slowly. Go, put your hand out. Okay, I can hit my opponent from here. Don't completely extend this arm because that's not how you want to punch. You want to still have some sort of bending right here on the arm, right? So instead of fully doing this, I want you to just what your punch would be. What would your punch be from here? Now, can I hit him with the right hand? Barely. So what would help me in my position here to find my range? If I throw this jab, it doesn't land, right? Okay, so step forward. Now it's landing pretty good. Right? If I want to find that right hand, I can't hit him from here. What am I going to do? I'm going to sidestep. Because I know now I can't hit him from here, right? So say I throw this jab out. We're still this close. I want to be moving to the right. Now, look at that. I can hit him with that right hand. Same thing goes for southpaw. And same thing goes for these kicks. So if I'm moving, I can kick him from here, right? I'm going to be able to kick him on the right side to the body. I'm going to be able to kick him to the head, right? All of these are the same range away. By the same concept, if I can kick him with the low kick, I can also front kick him. These things, they string together naturally because, like I said earlier, humans, they find patterns. So even if you're not trained in specific combos, try this concept of finding your range and you will build your own combos off of this, right? So the most important thing I want you to take from this video on how to find your range is the jab. I don't know why Bob's over here. I just realized it, but this is the first video I've ever done facing this way. It's kind of weirded me out a little bit, but either way, finding your range, you will build your combos based on how far away you are, right? Like I said earlier, Peter Yan, perfect example of somebody that goes immediately in a fight. I'm already this close to you. No time to think, no time to, digest what I'm going to do, and I'm taking away that valuable seconds where you can figure out how I move, what my feints are, right? If you're this far away, you can see that. If I'm already at my range, I am limiting what you can see. You can't see this low kick coming. You can't see the right hand as easy, right? And this doesn't only go for taller opponents. I know Bob is a lot taller than me, but this can also go with opponents that are your size. It doesn't have to be, now this guy's my size, I'm going to get far away from him. Still stay at your range. Now I have different options available. If he's my size, now I can throw knees. I can throw elbows. Finding your range is the most important thing. You see what I'm saying now? And closing that void. Another very, very important thing to take from this video is closing the void, right? A good way to know how far away your opponent is look at the foot positioning. I don't mean like, look at his fucking feet and then get hit with a Masvidal flying knee. What I mean is keep an eye on how far away his feet are. Looks can be very deceptive in fighting. It looks as if I'm closer to my opponent now, right? Now it looks as if I'm farther away from my opponent. My feet have not moved. Watch again. I'm closer to my opponent. Now I'm further away from my opponent. You see how looks can be deceptive here, right? I'm closer, I'm further, I'm the same distance away that I was. I'm just moving my head and my upper body. Knowing this will help you with fighters that lean back a lot, fighters that are crouched forward. If I know my range, I know you can't do anything from here, right? I need to move my feet closer, and now I can see what you're doing. So whenever you're this far away, look at that foot positioning. Sure, he can hit me from here. Who the fuck punches like this though, right? This is just an illusion to make you think that, oh, you can hit me, I'm out of the way, hit you with that cross. It's all an illusion. It's like a snake, right? I'm waiting, and then I strike. That's literally what that same movement is. Like a snake. That's what they're doing to you. Watch the foot positioning. All of this can be deceiving up here, right? This is mixed martial arts. Look at the foot positioning. Like I said, don't do this. Oh, look. Where was his feet? Just keep an example. Okay, he hit me. Where was he, right? Does he lean forward? Does he lean back? This is all going to fuck with your range. If you have a fighter that likes to lean back a lot, right? Say like a Floyd Mayweather, let's go with a Philly shell style. This is going to hurt your range. Now, whenever I throw that right hand, he might move out of the way even further. He might be one of those guys. You know, one of those dudes that leans all the way back. It's going to fuck with your range. But what won't mess with your range is looking at this foot position. If you know where their feet are, okay, so you can move back. But if you don't move these feet, now step forward, hit him with the right hand. Like I said, the most important thing you can take from this video is filling the void and learning how to use your rangefinders to throw the other strikes that you want. This is a concept I could make a whole fucking 14-part series on. But for now, I think we did a good job covering most of the bases. Range, it's all about knowing when I can punch them. If you're at long range, now I can't hit them. That's not long range. That's a reset position. This is long range. So that's the most important thing, I think, in all of mixed martial arts, is learning how to use your range to hurt your opponent. Because at the end of the day, moving your head and moving your feet will not keep you safe in a fight forever. All you're doing is tiring yourself out faster. So try this at home. Try, even if you don't have a bag, just go in the air and practice when you can hit your opponent, right? If you don't have a bag, try a tree. Don't hit the tree, but you know, everybody's got a fucking tree somewhere around them. Just try, okay, I can hit the tree from here. I can move. I can hit the tree from here. This is not only going to help you hit your opponent, this is working on your footwork. It's working on how you can block, how you can defend yourself, how you can move your head. Everything in boxing, MMA, fighting, whatever combat sport you want, it is all about finding your range. So, thank you guys for watching this video. And like I said, I'll have another video about this eventually, because it's just so important that I can't like not do another video about it. But like I said, if you want an example of this, go watch any single combat sports fight and see how far apart they are in the first round compared to the fifth. In the fifth round, they will be within punching distance if they are good enough fighters. So take this concept, apply it at home, and thank you guys for watching. Check out the Punch Podcast. I do it every weekend. We watch UFC cards, do all sorts of crazy shit on there. I got a lot of technique breakdowns on the Punch Podcast. You might not be able to see me do it, but I think I do a good enough job explaining it to where you can still learn something from that podcast. I love doing the podcast. If you guys have a suggestion, like how I'm a shorter fighter, how do I get in close? I'm a long range fighter, how do I keep them away with the jab? I need to learn how to do knees, like in Muay Thai. Whatever you need, suggest it down below. I will probably take that idea. If it's really good, I'll take that idea. I'll make a video about it. But thank you guys so much for watching again. And yeah, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Later.